Whether you're engaged in a manhunt or you are arriving at the scene of a crime in progress, this is how to set up a containment in ERLC. First, let's briefly discuss the words containment or perimeter. Both mean the same things in a police setting. The goal of setting up a containment area is to contain a suspect and prevent them from escaping the current area they are in. As a patrol officer, this video will cover the basics for setting up an on-the-fly containment and making sure your suspect never escapes. The first officer on scene is the most important officer on scene, and that's because you become the de facto lead officer. You're the one in charge of telling units where to go so that your suspect cannot escape and cannot leave the area or structure that they are currently in. Use that radio to the best of your abilities. The second officer on scene is another vital piece in the containment puzzle. His job is to follow the directive of the first officer on scene, which will more than likely be to block any secondary escape routes, whether that be a back door, a screen door, or a large window. Making sure all secondary major escape routes are covered is your duty. For the remaining additional officers, your job is quite literally in your profession's name, and that is public safety. Now that most major escape routes are covered, it's time for you to start putting in a bubble in between the suspect and potential passersby that may be struck by gunfire in a worst case scenario event. In addition, your supervisor may decide to take scene command and determine what to do next. Smaller departments with only 4 members on may have to rely on scarecrow cars, which is basically leaving a locked police car blocking an escape route, leaving the criminal with the assumption that there is still an officer guarding that escape route. Meanwhile, your limited manpower can prepare an arrest team. Larger departments usually try to use the maintaining eyes method when setting up a containment/perimeter. Due to them having more manpower, they're able to have officers maintaining eyes on all escape routes at all times, even when they already have an arrest team. But at the end of the day, you can still use the scarecrow method. But if the suspect puts the scarecrow method to the test, no one will know that he went right out that back door while everyone's stacked up on the front. Let's say a suspect is running and they run into a large property such as a farm. You would end up with a manhunt on your hands, and for most agencies that would require a multi-agency response or being a large agency. Either way, you're gonna have to secure a scene for a long period of time until all those agencies are able to collaborate and get together and arrive on scene. Whether that means a canine or an area unit to fly over, you're gonna have to contain that scene and completely secure it so that your suspect cannot escape. That may include the building that the suspect last was seen in and every single access road that leads into and out of that property, so that eventually a helicopter or canine can do their search of the property and locate your suspect.